Hey there YouTube, Mr.Lubufu, continuing on with my Magic Origins set review. Focus again on limited, so draft and sealed, so that way you guys can rock your pre-release. This time we're going to be covering all the black cards in the set, and we're going to start with Blightcaster. Now I loved drafting Blightcaster the first time it was printed, but there are very few good enchantments in this set. So it's hard to make this as powerful. If you can build around it for like draft, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be very hard to make it work in sealed. Of course, the net sealed pool is possible, but in draft, if you can make it work, it's pretty absurd. Catacomb Slug, probably don't play it. Like it's a huge blocker, sure, but it doesn't do much apart from that. I don't like Consecrated by Blood at all. Like +2/+2 flying, that's a very powerful effect. It does a lot. And sacrifice 2 creatures regenerate. So if you can deal with the instant speed removal, is great, but there's a lot of bounce in blue, so be wary of that. Cruel Revival. So it's a 5 mana, destroy a creature, return a zombie from your graveyard to your hand. So as I continue on with the set review, look at the zombies and see how many there are. If you can draft it, great. Otherwise, it's a 5 mana Doomblade, which, could be worse. Dark Dabbling, regenerate creature, draw a card. That's okay. Regenerate each creature. I'm never a huge fan of these sort of effects. I like if it gives it like Death Touch or something rather than draw a card, but it's still completely playable. Not You don't want to play too many of these. Maybe you jam in one and you like get your opponent. Dark Petition. It's basically like if you have another bomb, great. You're now playing 2 copies of it. The fact it costs 5 is kind of expensive, but eh. Deadbridge Shaman. So it's a 3 mana 3/1. When it dies, an opponent discards a card. It's at least very efficiently costed. So you can at least just get in there, and eventually your opponent's gonna be forced to block and discard a card, and that can be okay. Please do not play Demonic Pact in Limited unless you have like 5 disperses or something absurd like that, because you'll probably lose the game. It's a lot of value, the first 3 modes. The 4th mode is the one you have to be able to play around. So unless you're able to craft your deck specifically for it, I would advise not playing it. Despoiler of Souls. Double black mana cost is a little bit constrictive, but it's pretty good value. It's a 3/1. You're gonna smash face with it since it can't block, and then you can return it from the graveyard to the battlefield. So, and it's at instant speed too, so pretty nice. Erebos' Titan is absolutely bonkers. Triple black is hard, of course, on the mana base, but it's a 4 mana 5/5 that's possibly indestructible and recurs. So, boom, bomb, mythic, slam, crush, rah, 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 rah. It's wonderful. Eyeblight Assassin. So it's a 3 mana 2/2, so, nothing super impressive. And you can give a creature -1/-1 when it comes into play, which is not a huge effect, but it's good enough. Eyeblight Massacre is basically Infest. If you have a couple elves, great. But this is basically Infest, which is okay. It's completely playable. You want to take it out against an elf deck, but there's not many of them, so there's a few elves, so you take this out, but completely playable. I like it. Fetid Imp. So it's a 2 mana 1/2 Death Touch. So with flying, it's basically Death Touch. Like you can give it Death Touch. If it was a 2/1 flyer, I'd slam this all the time. A 1/2 flyer is okay. It's not the most impressive. Fleshbag Marauder. It's a zombie, and it's really good. It's a 3 mana 3/1 that each player sacks a creature. Boom, slam it. I wish they used the old art for Fleshbag Marauder, not this one, but whatever. Gilt's Leaf Winnower. Bomb rare, slam it. It comes into play, kills a creature. It's glorious. The flavor is also great. Gnarlroot Trapper is not the best for limited unless you have just a lot of elves, but even still, I probably wouldn't play it. I mean, okay, so it is one of the cards that you can like really reward yourself for playing a lot of elves, because you can make your elves have Death Touch, and that's very powerful. Graveblade Marauder, so it's a 3 mana 1/4 Death Touch, and Your opponent never wants to block it, but his second ability makes them want to block it. I love this card. It's just screams value, and I would play it in most decks. I don't think it's quite splashable level of bomminess, but it's very powerful. I don't like Infernal Scarring. I don't like Infinite Obliteration. I like the art. The art is gorgeous, but don't play this in limited, please. So 6 mana, 6/6 flyer. Bomb, rare, slam, boom, move on. Like there's black has a lot of like very swingy cards, like Languish. This is gonna be Wrath of God in a lot of situations, which is very good because you can play around it and they can't. It crushes them. I love Languish. Just like Liliana, another insanely powerful card. She just does a lot of work. It's great. Macabre Waltz comes back, and I never was a huge fan of it the first time around. And because it's no net card advantage, because you're using a card and discarding a card to get possibly 2 creatures. So if you have a land, like spare lands in your hand, then it's quite good. Then it's like get 2 creatures, but it's not insane by any stretch of the imagination. Malakir Coldblade, very powerful. It's unfortunately just creatures opponent control dies, but it can get out of hand. So you just you play kind of passively with him, and then you get a 2/2 or 3/3, and then you're just getting value from him. Nantuko Husk, the sacrifice outlet theme is not as powerful, so it's not gonna be as good as like Bloodthrone Vampire, for example. It was in Modern Masters 2, if you build deck around it. So it's a completely playable 3-drop. You might get ahead with it if they're playing a whole bunch of arrest style cards. You can do work with it. Necromantic Summons, 5 mana. Put a creature card from a graveyard onto the battlefield. Let me remind you all about this wonderful card called Rise from the Grave, which was absurd. This is better than Rise from the Grave. This card is so good. I love it. I'm so glad they brought this back, or brought functional reprint of Rise from the Grave. This card is insane. It's very, very, very powerful. I would splash it in a lot of decks even. This card, this is a very, very powerful card. I can't emphasize it enough. So we have Night Snare. So it's 4 mana. You can make them discard a card, or they discard 2 cards. Just don't play it. Priest of the Bloodright, another bomb rare. You don't care about the second thing. You're getting a 5/5 flyer for 5. Yeah, you take 2 a turn, whatever. You can chump block with this, and then you don't lose it. But a 5/5 flyer for 5 was great before. It's great now. Fantastic. Rabid Bloodsucker. It's a 5 mana 3/2 flyer, so a little bit undercosted. When it enters the battlefield, each player loses 2 life. It's not that good. You might want to play 1 in your deck, but it's not something you want to just jam every copy you see. Read the Bones makes its return. It is a completely fine card. I like playing 1 or 2 copies in my black decks. Probably not more than that. Reeve Soul kills most creatures in this format. It is very good. Also, the art is fantastic. Definitely a premier removal spell because, yeah, it doesn't kill the big things, but a lot of this format's smaller creatures that have 3 power or less. I don't like Return Centaur. I didn't like it before. Some people like it, and, that's fine. Revenant is very good. It's a lot better than Sealed, but it can be a 5 mana 3/3 flyer when it comes out, and then just get out of hand really fast. It is a very powerful creature. Definitely something you want to pick up. Shadows of the Past is one of those build around me enchantments. It goes well in the enchantment deck, but the fact it only costs 2 and the ability to scry 1 a bunch can be powerful effect. The second ability is, it's a very slow clock. This card I have no idea how to judge, to be completely honest. It's gonna be either okay or terrible. This is a harder card to judge. I don't like Shambling Ghoul. It's a 2/3 for 2 that comes into play tapped. I mean, actually, it's fine. There's just a lot of 2/2s in this format, so having this come down can be fine. You just have to be careful because against the Renown deck, you really don't want him to come into play tap the turn you cast him. Tainted Remedy, not a lot of life gain, so probably shouldn't play it in limited. Thornbow Archer's a 1/2 for 1. Okay. And when it comes into play, they lose your life. Even in the Elf deck, I probably wouldn't want to play this card. Tormented Thoughts sees reprint. I didn't like it before, I don't like it now. Touch of Moonglobe, pretty good actually. You have to be careful of the 1-for-1 trade, or like getting self 2-for-1. But being able to drain them for 2 can be fine. Undead Servant, you get a 3/2, and you get a 2/2, and you can possibly get more. The first one's fine. You have to wait for it to die, so it takes some time, to be completely honest. But it can be okay. I don't think it's that good, to be honest. Unholy Hunger, bomb, or not bomb, but pristine removal. There we go. Pristine removal spell in black. I always liked these sort of effects, and it's quite good. Again, it is 5 mana instant speed, so it costs a lot, but it's unconditional removal. And Weight of the Underworld. There are a lot of 3 toughness creatures in this format. There's a lot of 3 toughness creatures. Given it -3 power is also pretty good. So it is a fine removal spell. It's not going to be absurd, but it's going to be, I think, pretty good. Anyway, that does it for black. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to check out the other colors, and I'll see you guys next time.